Good evening, everybody. And we are going to have our second session on supply chain management basics. By this time, it's very clear that the supply chain concept, what we discussed yesterday on the basics, or in our session 1, has given you a 30,000 feet outlook on the supply chain basics and who are not from the field of supply chain management. So it was a door opening for them. And now we'll continue our sessions, and as I said, we are going to have a series of sessions on supply chain management. So we are going to do a more and more deep dive into the supply chain management. And as you already aware about my way of getting into a subject, so I go very slow, we go into the deep into the subject, and so that we can build our concept block by block. That's an objective of this transfer of knowledge concept. So we continue our session. Who are joining the session first time today, or who has not participated in the session yesterday, just to explain them again that what is the boundary of supply chain actually. So the supply chain boundary starts from serial number 1 here, which is raw material, and it reaches up to consumer. So this is the physical boundary of supply chain management, what you see on your screen. Again, I am repeating the word. What you see on your screen right now is the physical boundary of supply chain management. Then you will ask me the question, sir, what is the physical boundary and what is another boundary? So the another boundary is a virtual boundary. Correct? Yesterday we have seen there are 3 factors, critical factors in supply chain management. Supply chain management encompasses the flow of goods, correct? Flow of data. Data is information. Data is the strength of 21st century, correct? So information. And third is cash, finance. So the 3 things are moving in the supply chain. So that data is the virtual boundary, invisible boundary. Because from every place, the information is collected. Is there a shutdown in factory? It's an information. Is there a stock already available in the factory? Finished goods stock available in the factory? Information, data. Is in a particular town or in a particular state, the product inventory has gone below the critical levels? Data. So the success of supply chain management, that's why I said the supply chain management is going to be a branch which is going to get accelerated with technology, because technology will be consumed maximum by this branch of management. So you need this all information to come in real time. See how much data will be handled. So the strength of supply chain management includes the real-time data. If there is a scarcity in some region, or at the same time when there is a scarcity of goods or products or services in one region, we should know at the same time where it is surplus, where nearby position it is surplus, so I can immediately divert it without directly sending it from the manufacturing premises. Any nearby distribution center is there, I can transfer the material from A place to B place. Water leveling, correct? So that is why this is the boundary of supply chain management, physical boundary of supply chain management, and virtual boundary includes data, and immediately the cash flow also. So this was for the team who was joining today to us, or just a recap for the team who was with us yesterday. So we continue. We are going to have a very basic concepts, okay? Supply chain life cycle. So we make the supply chain concept. We make a fabric. Who will be the physical component of supply chain? Who will be the virtual component of the supply chain? Okay. So we make a supply chain. Our supply chain is to continuously supply the manufactured goods from country A to country B for in a most efficient manner, and we want to complete this order in next 6 months' time. Okay. So we form a supply chain. Supply chain is a continuous process. It's not like once time we finish it, it's not required. No, it's not that way. But it is like a project management also, that where you, for a particular purpose, you design a supply chain that we need to transfer this much products from this place to this place. So you conceptualize that supply chain is, you make all the stakeholders, you establish all the communication procedures, you establish all the logistic procedures, everything. So that is what the formation of supply chain is called. Then supply chain is come into operations, second stage. Now physically you are operating the supply chain. That means physically the goods, data and finances started flowing, correct? And once the operations are completed, extension of supply chain. But after that, do you think that supply chain will stop? No. It again starts with a new objective. Again, formation, operation, extension. Formation, operation, extension. It goes like this. So the supply chain classification or the supply chain formation could depend on type of products, depending on type of or the duration of operations required. Correct? Say for example, when you are doing a project management, correct? You are building a big refinery or you are building a big township, correct? So there will be a specific supply chain will be designed to ensure that you get uninterrupted supply of your construction goods and material and services, correct? So you are making a supply chain plan for that. You are developing a supply chain model for that. So you are forming a supply chain for that. You know, many of the projects are lacking because their supply chain philosophy or policies are not correct or they are deficient. Because if the product does not come, equipment does not come, construction material does not come to site in time, how will you construct in time? So that's why the supply chain is required to be an integral part of industry, and specifically when you are establishing a project management, you need to design a specific supply chain management policy or particular supply chain life cycle need to be developed for that particular to complete that successfully complete an operation of a project, to construction of a project. Then there will be supply chain for operations that will be a routine business continuously. But these are the special supply chains models which are designed for project life cycles also. So that's all: formation, operation, extension, formation, operation, extension. Clear? Remember that yesterday we were discussing about the type of supply chain. We said that we are going to discuss type of supply chain. So the first type is linear supply chain. Okay, the first type of supply chain is a linear supply chain, which is being discouraged totally now. Okay, and I will tell you the reason behind also. You will tell me the reason behind it also now once you see this. So you can see from the picture it's very clear: raw material, manufacturing, distribution, retail and consumer, and after that consumer is putting to dump yard, landfill. So it's one direction activity. Product see end of the life when customer use it and throw it. Anything in that product left out, we are going to see. The point here, the supply chain, I'm sorry for that, I had a call from my mother. They are traditional and sequential flow. We saw that, correct? One-way movement only, material to consumer, that's all. Linear steps: procure, make, deliver, sell. End of life for product journey. Bas, that. बेटा दादी को कॉल करके बोलना जरा मैं मीटिंग में हूं. So the point here coming is that end of the life for the product journey, that means the value is not coming, residual value is not being gained. Clear? Now it's coming to the circular supply chain, second one, okay? And what is the circular supply chain actually? We are trying to reuse the product. Say for example, I will give you an example that when we are building up the aluminum frames for the house windows, correct? So there are international laws available that it is using a recycled aluminum into it. Minimum 30% required to be recycled. The green building concept is asking that you use a material which has already been recycled or you have a potential to recycle it. So use the material which is recyclable. The aluminum right now, the prediction is that the aluminum production which is going on right now is going to increase. Okay, consumption is going to increase. But after 2050, what they are predicting, that no more new aluminum will be required because the recycled aluminum will support the requirement. These are just forecasts, okay? They are based on some research studies, these forecasts comes into the picture. So that's the reason that the circular supply chain is working for sustainability. Basically, the concept is we don't make earth empty. We reuse the product as much as possible. We recycle as much as possible. We repair it. Before buying the new one, we repair one. We remodify, we reuse it. We remanufacture it. So the basic concept is in this circular supply chain. Even for example, I have given an example before that the steel industry. Steel industry is using a lot of recycled steel. Correct. In terms of using iron ore directly, they are using a lot of scrap steel for construction, for remanufacturing. So the manufacturing and remanufacturing is an essence of circular supply chain. Circular supply chain ensures that any product which is not in use by the industry or by the consumer comes back to the manufacturing cycle. So it's a closed loop system, and the concept is reduce the consumption of natural resources. Remember that nowadays on a lot of packing, even the packaging material, it's written on the packaging material that it has been recycled, correct? The paper packing is made up of recycled materials, correct? Plastic recycling, correct? Steel recycling, aluminum recycling. Any product, this is a very important thing. Even when we are designing and when we are manufacturing something, in that also the concept of recyclable material uses is also predominantly considered from the green effect point of view. From the point of view of getting the LEED certification for the buildings, getting the green buildings, correct, concepts, or even the green manufacturing processes, green supply chain. So any product which can be reused or which contains manufactured machines and manufactured equipment, they contains recyclable products, that is preferred. Remember this electrical vehicle we are talking. At that time, there was a big concern how to recycle the batteries. So that was a concern, recyclable battery. How to recycle? Whether these batteries will go under the landfill. So that's why the circular supply chains are considered with reduce, reuse, recycle, repair, remanufacture concept. Resist also. If you don't need it, don't buy it. Let it be on the shelf. Reduce your consumption as much as possible. So this is called the circular supply chain concept. And I just, with the help of Gemini, I just made up a picture on this. Recycle supply chain is like we know it's very common. You can see nowadays even our garbage collection also, paper, metal, glass, correct? That basic sorting is there. Then further sortings are done. At the garbage collection points, and then they are distributed to different manufacturers, correct? Manufacturing inputs, and the new products are made with a recycled triangle. You can see that triangle is there, recycled triangle is there. Okay. So this is how the recycling is working in a system. We have one more type of supply chain, and this supply chain is called agile supply chain. And what is the purpose of this agile supply chain? It is a circular supply chain, no doubt about it. But at the same time, this supply chain is very flexible. It does not allow to produce more. It does not allow to consume more even. How? Because agile supply chain is floating on huge information. That's why to bring the agile supply chain in reality, or the digital supply chain in reality, requires a lot of data handling. You can cut down your shift production. You can reduce your shift production. You reduce your inventory on the shelf everywhere. Just-in-time concept. If product is really required, produce it. Not required, slow down your production. Or even stop your production for a while. And when the demand is required, produce it. scale your production. So this kind of information, when we are talking of this level of this level of approach in supply chain based on the information flow and data flow, help us to gather more and more information in supply chain with the help of quick decision making, adaptable processes, flexible and responsive behaviors, efficient information flow, data flow, and modular and reconfigurable things. The literal meaning of agile is a small portion and quick responses. So no need to disturb, or no need to rerun the whole supply chain concept. Even if you can do in a modular concept also, you can have 5-6 modular concept of supply chain, and you activate them in the same pattern. If I can easily explain you like this, that if you have 10 manufacturing premises in the country, and you have 5-10 distribution center in the country, you have 5-7 raw material suppliers in the country. So if they all are 5-10 in number, so what you can do, you can make the loop of each same raw material, manufacturing, distribution centers, customer. So you can make each one as one loop. So you may be having 5-6 supply chains configured, okay, and you activate the supply chain when they are required to be activated for one particular case, or you can scale up one supply chain and you can stop another supply chain if not required. So no need to stop the whole plant. You basically splitting the approach. It is basically making the things in such a way that you don't put the whole lights on in one time. You just on the line in which room you are, or where the demand is there right now. The analogy I'm trying to make here, by the way. So this is how the agile supply chain concept works. Okay. So these were our type of supply chains which we have in industry models. And there are many more models are coming up, especially with the digital supply chain. There will be more classifications will be coming up, but the fundamental classifications will remain like this. And nobody is nowadays preferring the linear supply chain, where ultimately it goes to landfill. Everybody wants to bring the products valuation from the products even when it is out of use. Now we are going to see something more. And that is in the supply chain life cycle, what are the barriers are coming, what are the challenges are coming, and what are the problems are coming. Okay, so we are going to see in next 2-3 slides, we are going to see that. But as a summary of the screen what you have right now in front of you, if I can just explain this. So in the planning and resourcing, let me use the pen. If I say in the planning and sourcing, correct? If I take this phase of supply chain, so in this, demand volatility, suppliers dependency, raw material scarcities, all these are there. Demand volatility, demand is changing. By the way, why we should know barriers, challenges, problems? Because when we design our supply chain, we should know our weak links. We should know our barriers, we should know our problems, we should know our challenges, so that we can make a foolproof supply chain. It's knowing the risk and mitigating it. So in planning and sourcing, demand volatility, suppliers dependency, raw material scarcities are coming. So how to make a plan and sourcing for that, correct? And the another thing which is coming up here is data silos. Datas are residing in silos. This is one of the big challenge in supply chain, to have a seamless integration of all information. Raw material producer is having his own data, supplier is having his own data, operations or manufacturing is having their own data. So these data are sitting in silos. They need to be clearly visible. What good if the farmer knows that the manufacturer is going to change his manufacturing procedure this time? He's going to ship the bread, where he's going to make a ratio. For example, multigrain bread. I'm just giving a very simple example. Multigrain manufacturer is making multigrain bread and normal bread, white bread. Okay, so the ratio is 50-50. But probably because of multigrain demand is increasing, the manufacturer got a feedback from the industry, okay, or from the demand forecast from the marketing teams, okay, that no, multigrain bread consumption is expected to increase by 10%. So it's going to be 60% consumption and 40% with the white bread consumption. So ultimately, that information is with manufacturer. If the same information come to farmer will grow more multigrain, correct? So that's why That level of integration is required in supply chain. That is where the world is looking for. So that's why this is called data in silos are one of the challenges into the supply chain. Then if I come to manufacturing and logistics, we are going to see barrier, challenges, problems in detail in coming slide, but this is just an overview to understand. Manufacturing and logistics, production bottlenecks. Yes, we know that is the plant is old now, 20-year-old plant. You cannot build suddenly a new plant, correct? It has a capex. Transport delays, yes, transportation delays are an issue. And inventory management or mismanagement, inventory mismanagement is another issue in manufacturing and logistics. Because in logistics, it's a transportation plus warehousing, okay, combined packet comes. So these are the challenges they are facing. Warehouses are deficient, sometimes warehouses are not able to cater the storage requirement. Trucks are not available, logistic devices are not available to transport the material from the raw material to the manufacturing premises. So all these kind of challenges comes. And in addition to that, what we say, cost per piece, manufacturing cost per piece should be reduced always. See, what is the objective of operations? Reduce the manufacturing cost per piece. Reduce the cost manufacturing per piece, correct? So any cost fluctuations happen, if the logistic cost is increased by 0.5%, that impact your cost per piece. So the cost fluctuation is a challenge. Correct? Now we go to deliveries and returns. So this was the cost fluctuations here. Okay, now we go to third segment, which is delivery and returns. Last mile delivery. We are going to say this in coming sessions. Last mile delivery means the delivery in the hands of consumer. Reaching in the hands of consumer the product, okay, through your retail showrooms or from your black stores, okay, reaching to the consumer. That is the last mile issues. Logistics, traffic congestion is one of the big issues. Second is how to manage the reverse logistics. See, the product is manufactured in a manufacturing premises per day 10,000 number, but that 10,000 number is distributed to 10,000 customers. And if a simple example, a bread, okay, there's a packing material and the bread is packed in the paper material, say paper packing is there. So you have to collect, there should be a reverse logistics to collect all the 10,000 from the paper material from the 10,000 customers, correct? So that's why it's a big system actually, okay, it's a big system. And if suppose, forget that, iPhone, okay, so iPhone, what they said that okay, I'll give you a discount, bring the old phone and take the new one. So this kind of act, this kind of policies framework is to ensure a smooth reverse logistics. The owner is bringing back his product and buying the new product, correct? And customer dissatisfaction. They are not liking your product, so it's a part of your reverse logistics. You have to collect also material. Amazon and all, they are doing this job, okay, you can see in this return policy in 14 days, 7 days kind of thing, correct? And this also get impacted by the cost fluctuations, there's no doubt about it. And then we have risk and compliances, geopolitical instability, cyber threats, regulatory changes. They are always remain. You are sending a product from one country to another country, suddenly policy change, that product is banned there. What you will do? Or for time being, government has increased the tariff on that, okay, to support their in-house production. So government has increased the tariff by double. And that is what is happening right now in the world. So these are all risks. The regulations changed. So your product became unapproved, or your product has got some observations. So you have to resolve your observations. So you cannot supply your next consignment for next 1 month till the time, or whatever time duration, till the time you don't resolve the issues. And again, the challenge comes here is data silos. You do not know what the regulatory policies are going to change next week or tomorrow morning. So these are broadly the high level understanding on the supply chain barriers and this thing. Now we'll slowly go into the details of them. Supply chain challenges, okay. So the supply now, don't worry, these things will be keep coming up in between. So, but broadly you understand the things. Cash flow, yes, because goods flow in this direction, cash flows opposite direction. So there is a challenge of cash flow remain. Credit limits are different. Credits are given. Credit means, say for example, you give money to you're a supplier and you pay back to the farmer after 3 months or after 2 months probably. But somebody supplier who will buy on the spot. So farmer will sell his product there because he need money. So if you have a cash flow, you have a better bargaining power. If you do not have a cash flow, you are dependent on credits, then you have a less bargaining power. So the cash flow remains a challenge in supply chain. Lead time and delays, yes, because that is where the world is working. So that integration of data will give you right information. So the delays and lead times can be minimized. Okay, because depend on multiple businesses. And multiple businesses, multiple type businesses. Port is working in his own fashion. It has nothing to do with you. For you, your product is very important, but port is handling 1,000 products, 10,000 products, 1 million type of products, different type of products. So he's working in his own fashion. Data management and exposure to risk. As I said, data management is a big phenomena because mammoth of data will be collected to get a right decision or to take a right step at right time. Accountability and compliances. Accountability, how to fix accountability or how to make each stakeholder accountable to your supply chain. I'm just telling you the challenges right now. And during the progressive study of supply chain, we'll see how we can mitigate them. Quality control and defects. That is another challenge. Your consignment reached USA and just there was a one step you missed that you did not do a piece by piece quality checking. You did a random sampling out of 1 out of 10 you did. But what happened? You could not able to find out the defects actually, and your 20% products got defective there. Or maybe during logistics you got defects, so there is an issue. Language barriers and time zone is known because we say na one earth, one supply chain concept. So in that case, products are moving from one country to another country. So this is known, okay. But again, translations, unified versions of softwares are coming up so that can help you. So multi-language softwares are coming up so you can easily push your information there and you can get the information in your way. Exchange rate and foreign transaction cost. Yes, exchange rates fluctuations versus dollar versus euro. So the prices are keep changing. The exchange rates keep changing. So that's why there is an issue in that. Labor shortage, equipment unavailability. Yes. Huge e-commerce ripple effect of global bottlenecks. Yes. What to do? Business is going to be e-commerce. So when we know today there is going to be a huge e-commerce, correct? So for that level of infrastructure need to be built up, that level of servers, that level of intelligent machine, AI-based machine. That's why I say now the AI will bring AI will grow exponentially, and AI will facilitate supply chain also to grow at a high speed, very high speed. Just because these problems which are technology related, data flow related, information related, real-time related will be supported by the AI. So these are the patchwork logistics. Material goes from A country to B country by another shipper, C country to D country, another shipper, patchwork logistics. Or in one state also, the product when you want to send from Gujarat in India, from Gujarat to Assam, I remember 20 years before when I was in ONGC, the one transporter will take the product, then he will go up to one state, then from there they will change the product to another truck, from there it will go to another truck, correct? Patchwork logistics. What is the guarantee of the customer products are being handled correctly? I'm just giving you a basic example, but this is a reality. Supply chain problems, material scarcity, increasing freight prices, difficult demand forecasting, port congestion, changing consumer attitude, digital transformation, inflation, all these things. So when these are coming, when the material scarcity is coming at any point of time, what to do? Because the data was not available in real-time mode, or data was available but manufacturing had a problem, or the manufacturing capacity was not sufficient, and supply chain cannot cope up that. So these are the challenges exist in the business model. And why I'm telling them supply chain problem? Because supply chain will take this problem in his hand and they will try to resolve it. That's why it is supply chain problem. Otherwise, these things are existing from years together. So that's why these are the problems which supply chain has to address. If supply chain want to be an integrated business model, they have to address this. Supply chain barriers, insufficient knowledge of the other functions. That is one of the fundamental things, we know that. Marketing doesn't know what operations is doing. Operation doesn't know what logistics is doing. Logistics doesn't know what project management requirements are there. So this is a universal truth. And for that only, the seamless data integration can help us out to float on one information. Nobody told me, nobody informed me. This approach no longer will work in industry for a long duration. You must know related to you. Do not say that somebody will come and somebody will feed you. In the era of computers, and that too the added era of AI, you should know from where to take the information which could impact your business model. Lack of communication. Again, if data is available, lack of communication can be addressed. Poor working relationship, yes. One earth, one supply chain concept required an integration. And why I am telling this, one earth, one supply chain concept, why I am telling this? Because supply chain integration is like a butterfly effect. You know that butterfly effect, correct? So if the butterfly somewhere, if she's doing she's flying, correct? So what air she swings, somewhere this energy gets multiplied and somewhere tsunami may come because of that. So similarly, a small impact at one place could impact bigger at some other place, because that was just a block of the foundation. If that falls, the building falls. Conflicting goals. I'm a logistic fellow. My job is only to maintain my warehouse and transportation. I'm not worried about operations. Boss, relax. Don't work for your goals. If operations need to ship his goods in time today, okay, make sure you provide him logistic supports. So don't work on your own KPIs and everything. It is an integrated KPI. One supply chain, one KPI. And for that KPI, everybody is involved. Who are all stakeholders, they are all responsible for that. Lack of direction from senior management. Senior management cannot take a decision because the data is not completely available. Just by sitting in the meeting and talking on the subject, trying to take the best information possible, but if all data is not available, you cannot take the right decision. So lack of directions from senior management is a barrier, there's no doubt about it. But at the same time, if I look from senior management perspectives, the level of information should be available to senior management, that is also deficient. So that is called lack of communication, insufficient knowledge. All these things are happening. And they are existing today, okay? They are existing. So supply chain will take them as the challenges, barriers, problems, and they will try to resolve this. Strategy to improve supply chain. Okay, so how will improve the supply chain now? We have seen problems, barriers, challenges, everything we have seen, correct? So now how to improve it? Optimize company-owned inventory. See, now there are very basic things I am touching. It will be exploded into the coming sessions, okay, correctly. But just capture the concept right now, high-level concept right now, as we have our study methodology. Optimize company-owned inventory. You must optimize it. Improve distribution network. Yes, we have to improve the distribution network. Make a supply chain council. There should be a team, a council working, ensuring, a strategic team working to ensure that total supply chain works seamlessly with minimum flaws. Like project management office, PMO, they guide the projects, correct? Similarly, supply chain council is required to govern the sustainable continuous operations of the supply chain. Embrace technology, bring the technology inside. Don't be shy in bringing the technology. Build healthy supplier relationship. See, the last mile delivery, ultimately the whole thing we are only talking for customer benefit. I need my customer to get the right product at right time, and I want to take back any waste customer is giving to me, right time, right place. Otherwise it will go to landfill. It may go to landfill. So build healthy supplier relationship. Review procedures regularly. Yes, this is the biggest industry problem, that we make very good, wonderful, golden procedures, but once we make it, bas khalas, we close the procedure and the procedure is kept in the shelf. No, that procedure is made for us to govern the act of supply chain. Revisit, add the lesson learned, improvise your procedure. regularly, incorporate feedbacks of supply chain council or all supply chain stakeholders, and then establish the green initiatives. So that means we make sure that we reduce the carbon footprint in supply chain by time and motion study, reducing the unnecessary motions, reducing the unnecessary impact on the environment, and avoiding the waste as much as possible. So these are the strategies to improve supply chain. So now it's quiz time. We'll go for our quiz time now. So the first question is today that admin, could you please open the chat box? Rohan?
Hi sir, Shabir is here.
Hi Shabir. Shabir, could you open the chat box please? Thank you Shabir, thank you. Welcome on board Shabir.
Thank you sir.
So the primary goal of supply chain is simply to minimize transportation cost. Just put one time, there's no need to put 3-4 times continuously because I can able to see others also then. Just put one time options please. Very good. Good participation. So the statement is, it's false. Supply chain, by this time you guys know that supply chain is not about logistic transportation only. It's a big purview to cover. So that's why it's a false. Okay, now we have the question here. Manufacturing and assembly are considered part of sourcing process within the standard supply chain operations reference model. Manufacturing and assembly are considered part of sourcing process within the standard supply chain operation reference model. Don't worry, we will not touch upon this, but it's okay. Try to take the way we have explained the subjects, try to guess the things with your best point. You can understand that. It's false actually. You'll ask me why it's false, because manufacturing assembly are considered part of sourcing. No, they are sourcing. You remember that what we saw yesterday, raw material, inbound logistics. Okay, so inbound logistics goes at up to what you call it, inbound logistics, and it comes to manufacturing premises for manufacturing. Correct. So before that, there's a supplier. There is a what you call it. There is a raw materials production. So all these things are the sourcing processes. In a typical supply chain, a supplier of raw material is considered downstream for the manufacturer. We have a third question on board now. In a typical supply chain, a supplier of raw materials is considered downstream for the manufacturer. We should know this, huh? What is downstream and what is upstream? Anybody who is bringing the product to me and then I process it, so he becomes upstream to me. For example, I am in oil and gas industry. So we produce oil and gas, correct? And we give an oil to refinery to refine it, okay? So for refinery or for the world, because we are the raw material supplier, we become upstream. Refineries become midstream and downstreams. So in a typical supply chain, a supplier of raw material is considered downstream. So supplier comes before manufacturer, correct? So the supplier has to be what? Supplier is not downstream, supplier will be upstream. If supplier is an upstream, then only manufacturer will get the product, correct? So the right answer is false, B. The concept of reverse logistics is limited only to the physical process of customer returning defective products to the retailer. The concept of reverse logistics is limited only to the physical process of customers returning defective products to the retailer. The answer is false for this also. because reverse logistics is not only returning the product to the things, recycle, reuse, remanufacture, all these things are there, correct? So only it's not related to retailers. Companies are buying back, scrap vendors are buying back, correct? So everybody is buying back. And reverse logistics includes even everything like reuse, recycle, remanufacturing, everything. So they are encompass everything, correct? So with this, we have concluded our session for the day.